Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about you're supposed to bring it to the door. DoorDash driver makes customer come to car to get delivery because it's too cold. You know, honestly, I don't have a problem walking around in the cold, although I did move to Florida to kind of avoid the cold. But if I was doing gig work and I knew that I had to bring a customer their food to the door, regardless if it was a contactless delivery or me with customer, that's what I'm supposed to do. But this DoorDash driver decided, you know what, it's too cold, I'm gonna make the customer come out for it. And I know a lot of drivers feel similarly to where they would prefer to have the customer come to the car. I'm not gonna pretend like I wouldn't prefer the customer to come to the car, but I'm still gonna bring it to the door. But with that said, I want to go over everything that's being said in this article, how it actually is for gig workers and customers, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. A DoorDash customer went viral on TikTok after complaining that her delivery driver refused to bring her food to her door because it was too cold. Okay, here's the thing about any kind of gig work, whether it's package delivery, food delivery, grocery delivery, doesn't matter. If you're concerned about the weather, then you shouldn't be out here. Like, literally, there's a reason why they say rain, sleet, snow, and all that good stuff, because that is the conditions in which you choose to work. And if you don't want to work in those conditions, just don't turn on the app, do not accept orders. Don't be this guy. The customer posted footage of herself calling out the driver on TikTok under the handle Itsbigmiketime. The video appears to be staged as the TikTok account seems to be jointly owned by the customer and the driver. Based on the account's previous videos, the two appear to be a couple. It is unclear whether the man is a DoorDash driver outside of the staged video. I'm going to leave their TikTok and profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. Honestly, I'm a little annoyed that a staged video like this ended up going viral, because it's this stuff that people say about gig workers that makes us look bad. And quite honestly, it's frustrating. Like, why am I watching a video about a DoorDash driver doing something bad when we don't even know for sure that he's a DoorDash driver at this point? Seriously, they're just literally making fun of the idea that we're gig workers now. Like, this is ridiculous. In the video, which is somewhat convincingly acted out, the customer walked outside while angrily complaining about having to leave her house. Her driveway was covered in ice and wind could be heard in the background of the video. The DoorDash driver repeatedly honked his horn as the customer walked down her driveway. I don't think I've ever seen a DoorDash driver act like this. Like, ever. In other cases, would a driver call the customer to come down? Sure, but that's for things that are completely outside of his control. The call box not working the way it's supposed to. There's a problem with getting through the apartment door. Maybe there's a dog outside. I don't know. Overall, none of us honk the horn. If anything, we call you. And we still get ghosted by the customer. Excuse me, you're supposed to bring it to the door, the customer said as she approached the car. The driver shook his head and replied, "It's cold outside today." And we all understand that we would bring it to the door in most cases, but this is not how we would act at all. In fact, only the most scummiest of drivers would act this way, and that is very few and far between for all of us. The customer said she made a special request for the food to be brought to her door and added a big A tip. Driver urged her to take her order while it was warm and go back inside. The two argued over each other back and forth. The customer insisted that it was the driver's job to follow delivery instructions, while the driver snapped that she should take her food before it got cold. Again, reminder, this is a staged thing. And overall, customers wouldn't argue about this long term. Like, he would just literally be like, "Hey, here's the food, have a good day." In fact, it would take less time for him to bring it over himself and come back rather than act this way. Eventually, the customer snatched her order and warned the driver that she would take back her tip. Now, here's again another sign that this is a staged thing. On DoorDash, you don't have that opportunity. Other apps you do, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about DoorDash. That's how you know this is completely fake and staged. In the comment section, many viewers speculated whether or not the video was authentic. Real or not, several viewers urged the customer to follow through on taking back her tip. And you know what the problem is? Is that because people can't tell the difference, this is the kind of reputation we all have. Everybody's got to make a stupid joke about it, and here we are on the receiving end of the discrimination that these people put on us. Cancel the tip, one viewer commented. Tell me you took the tip back, another wrote. Again, this is DoorDash, they don't have that opportunity. Other viewers said the driver's attitude demonstrates that many drivers behave rudely even when tipped well. No, that's not the case at all. In fact, you only hear about the ones that treat you rudely because either you're the ones that's causing us to feel a need to be rude to begin with, whether you're ghosting us as a customer, treating us poorly, and then you have the audacity to claim that this is a rude driver. This isn't even a driver for all I could tell. Again, it's staged. But are people gonna see past the headline? No. Are people gonna see past the TikTok? No. They're just gonna make that assumption about DoorDash drivers. And any gig worker for that matter. Where those DoorDashers just complaining that nobody tipped them, then go and get a tip and they don't know how to act, one user wrote. I guarantee you this person is not a tipping customer at all, but complains every time regardless, even when he feels this forced obligation to tip. Which, by the way, if you're the kind of customer that doesn't tip to begin with, don't start tipping. We'd rather not work with you to begin with. You see, even when you tip them good, they don't want to do it right, another commented. That's not true. This is a staged thing, but here you are falling for it. You don't want to see past the TikTok. You don't want to actually see the profile and see, hey, this is an account that normally stages stuff. You don't want to see past the headline and say, hey, you see, clearly this is what's happening. And honestly, I really do feel that this is the kind of stuff that makes drivers look bad. Is nobody wants to see past the surface level stuff in order to see the truth. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me? There you go. Do I think there are drivers that act like this? Yeah, they are very few and far between and don't last long on the platform, but they're out there. Are those drivers the ones that people normally complain about? Of course, they're the ones that entice the most emotion, that cause the most problems, and make us all look bad, which is exactly what inspired this TikTok to begin with. That doesn't mean you make fun of gig workers and make the problem worse. That's just discrimination overall. And honestly, enough's enough with this nonsense. One day it's gonna spin right back in your face. Most drivers would rather just leave it at the door, take the picture, and disappear long before acting any way like this. I don't care if it's cold, hot, warm, raining, snowing, doesn't matter. When we don't want to deliver an order, we'll unassign an order, or we just won't go on. This is not how the majority of drivers act, and it's really disgusting how this ended up being a TikTok like this. Because this is the kind of driver that makes us all look bad, even if it's completely exaggerated. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!